Lance, so much for taking time out of your day to be here, and looking forward to hearing from you and having you mentor our students. So if you want to go ahead and tell us a little bit about your background, where you came from, how you got here, and stuff like that, and we'll kick this thing off.
Sounds good. Thanks, Tyler. Great to see you, my friend, and appreciate the opportunity to get to talk to all y'all today. So, to start with, yeah, my name is Lance Goll. I'm the Chief Operating Officer here at DNI. DNI is Delaware Nation Industries and Investments. We have two separate holding companies, but I'm the Chief Operating Officer over both of them. A little background about me. I have been with DNI a little over 9 years, so going on 10 years this year. Before DNI, had the opportunity to work at a staffing company. I ran a staffing company here in Tulsa for about 6 years. So I understand the transition and the transition period for folks recently out of college going to their first job, transitioning from one opportunity to the next, or from the military over, and really just enjoy and have always had a passion for recruiting and the staffing industry. So want to talk to you a little bit today about who DNI is, what we do, what we specialize in, what makes us a little bit different than some of the other companies out there, and then also just kind of how I feel like we might be able to contribute to your mission and what you're trying to get accomplished here with Seven Eagle and everything that they're doing. But before we start, I'm really curious, either in the chat, if you guys can, I want to get kind of a show of hands of how many people have heard of DNI before today. We've been around for a long time, but I think we've just been in our own market. And so I'm curious if a lot of you have heard of us. So if you can in the chat, put a quick little thumbs up or yes or no or whatever. And then for fun today, I really love questions. There's a bunch of no's. All right, good. So what I'd love to know or have happen is by the end is some really good questions, right? I'm going to talk to you a little bit about DNI, who we are, what we specialize in, and then I want it to be interactive. However, we can help you the most, and whatever questions you have about DNI, myself. I've also got Justin, who's one of our senior recruiters and specializes in our SkillBridge program, on the phone with us today as well. And so if you interact and you ask some good questions, we will be giving some special prizes out at the very end. So
Hey,
go ahead,
Lance,
Tyler.
do you want me to spotlight Justin as well?
Yeah, sure, if you want.
All right, sweet. I think some of these folks have met Justin last month when he came on. So it'd be awesome to have both you guys, and or we can, whichever way you guys want to do it. So
I like it. Well, Justin, speak up at any point. Justin, just a quick tidbit for everybody that's on this call. Justin took this program, the SkillBridge program for DNI a couple years back, came to me with it and said, hey, this is something we need to go after, and got us approved, and then also got us hooked up with Seven Eagle, which we love our partnership with these guys and Tyler. And so he really is the spearhead for DNI when it comes to everything SkillBridge and military personnel transitioning. So I guess to start off with, thank you guys so much for taking the time today. Hopefully you guys get something out of this. I think the best way to get something out of this, from my opinion, is ask some good questions, right? If you're curious about something, how we can help, be interactive there. Like I said, if you ask some good questions, we're gonna send you something in the mail after this deal. So to get started here, thank you guys so much for your service. Appreciate that. Unfortunately, I never had the opportunity to serve. I'm blessed today that I am in a position where we do support pretty much every branch of the military. But we really take serious your efforts and your time that you spent serving. So thank you so much. A little bit about DNI. We have been around for almost 20 years now. We are wholly owned by the Delaware Nation Tribe. The Delaware Nation Tribe is out of Anadarko, Oklahoma. I'm sure some of you have heard of Delawares and Delaware Nation potentially. We are two different tribes. The Delawares are out of Bartlesville. We're out of Anadarko. Lineage-wise, we are part of the same tribe, but we are we are known completely as two separate tribes as of today sits. Anadarko, out of Anadarko, we have a very small tribe, about 2,000 members in Anadarko. And we are the largest provider of financial support for the tribe. With it being a small tribe, finances are an important piece. What we give back to the tribe is they use those funds for education, healthcare, infrastructure for the tribe, and it's very meaningful for them and those efforts. What we do on the DNI side, we are a IT services company predominantly. I would say about 90% of the work that we do is IT services. And so whenever you think of IT services, think of network support, project management, software development, cybersecurity, cloud computing, anything and everything on the IT services side, we pretty much check the box. We've got around 100 prime contracts across the United States, spread across Army, Air Force, Special Forces, Department of State, DCAA, CDC, IHS, really pretty much every arm of the military except for the Marines. We don't have any Marines contracts yet. We're going after some. Hopefully we'll have some soon. But over those 100 contracts, we've got about 1,800 personnel out in the field. We've got about 100 in our headquarters there in Oklahoma City. We also had a satellite office in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and that satellite office predominantly has a recruiting team. Justin sits there, I sit there, and have a whole lot of fun in the Tulsa office. So the other parts of our business, I mentioned that about 90% of it's this IT services arm. The other side is we have a construction company that we started up about 5 or 6 years ago. They've got probably 10 to 12 ongoing construction projects at any given time, size-wise somewhere from probably $2 million to $10 million per project. They do a lot of work with CBP right now, and a little bit of work with the Coast Guard, a handful of other agencies that they're actually doing design build work for. That's been a very fun project and side project that we've had going for a couple of years, and it's fun to see it kind of take off. And then the last piece, very, very small and brand new, is healthcare services. We just started doing some healthcare stuff for the last, about year and a half. And so really trying to get that up and running as well. So that's a little bit about who we are and what we do and specialize in. I think it's important too to go, hey, where are we different, or how are we different, and why DNI? We really focus in on our employees. We believe that being employee centric and sorry, I just forgot about a meeting today, and then I started thinking, I hope I didn't have another meeting. Just kidding. We're very employee centric. We believe that if we take good care of our employees are going to take good care of our customers, and if we take good care of our customers, they're going to take good care of us. We believe that if we treat each other the right way, then we'll have good rewards for that. And so I'm guessing you guys have sat through a bunch of these with other people saying something similar, that we take good care of our employees and that we're employee centric, or a family type company. So what's the proof there, right? What's the proof? Is there proof in the pudding? Which is always important. And I would say yes. We've known for a long time that we've had something very special here at DNI. And 4 years ago, we decided to apply for Best Places to Work in Oklahoma. We were very fortunate and blessed. The first year that we went after it, we were not only selected as an awardee, but also we rated actually the #1 place to work, small business in all of Oklahoma. Follow that up the next year, got first place again as Best Place to Work in Oklahoma. Last year got 6th place. So we slipped a little, but then this year, hopefully we'll get back up on top. But very proud of that award, since it's based on our employee internal ratings, that internal rating system. We also were awarded an award by Glassdoor that we didn't even apply for. We were rated number 48th, I believe, in all of small businesses on Glassdoor, which is like 1.5 million companies for a top rated. And I think most people go to Glassdoor to say bad things about companies they've worked for. And that's kind of the point, to be able to stay away from the bad ones. So we're very proud of that from that award. And hopefully this year we will follow it up with another Glassdoor award. So that's kind of our employees showing, hey, we're a good place to work. But then I also mentioned, if we take good care of our employees, they'll take good care of our customers. And so this year, on the Inc. 5000 list, we were ranked number 458th in the nation of fastest growing companies, number 2 in Oklahoma, and number 1 in the Oklahoma City metro area for fastest growing privately held companies. So couple of awards for us that we're very proud of, and I think shows that what we're doing is kind of working. And so, with that, this growth has just been, it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun for us. Justin has been able to see it firsthand. We every Monday have a all hands call where everybody that works for us on the corporate side gets on a call, and it's almost every day that we have, every Monday that we have a new hire starting on the corporate side. I think we have a little over 100 folks that work in the corporate office now for us. And so really been fun from that perspective. I think what's important for you all, and what I wanted to talk about outside of just letting you know who DNI is we hire a whole lot of veterans. We've taken advantage of this SkillBridge program. We've had some really good stories recently of success stories, as far as getting some folks that are coming through the SkillBridge program that worked out in the field for us on some of our contracts, and then now are full-time employees for us. And then have a couple that from a corporate perspective too. So what's that mean for you on the call, and how do you make that work, and what kind of positions do we have available? Well, we check a whole lot of boxes for skill sets that we're always looking for. Always needing someone on the accounting side, HR side, contracts management, recruiting, sales, BD, proposal management. All those areas are areas that, if you have an interest in it and is something that you would like to learn more about, please reach out to us. I will say we are very employee centric, and because we're employee centric, we're also very picky about who we hire. And so we are looking for the best of the best. We got to the place by hiring the right folks. We're known for hiring really good people. So if you're motivated and you're looking for a good opportunity, and that sounds like you, reach out to us. If not, no harm, no foul on that side. Then on the field side, anything that you can think of from an IT perspective, we will need the help. I mentioned all the different boxes that we check, but if you have, if you're couple of stories of recent SkillBridge applicants that worked out really well. Recent one was little to no IT experience just in the military, and I'm talking help desk, desktop support, and now he's a full. Tyler, can you guys still hear me? Tyler, Justin.
I'm here now.
What's up?
Sorry. There you go. All right. Sorry, guys. I dropped my internet. What happened? But,
Happy day so far. That's pretty good. Pretty good.
all right.
No big complaints. Friday, right? No, but
We good to go here?
I think we were all maybe frozen or something, because I dropped as well. So
Yeah, I completely lost Zoom connection and I think Zoom dropped everybody.
Okay.
It should be.
So we're still good to go here on our side?
Yep.
All right. So with that being said, tons of opportunities for for folks transitioning out of the military. Like I mentioned earlier, that's where we make our money and our business is all around Department of Defense. Love anyone that comes from the military side. With that being said, yeah, I think you're right. Zoom crashed. So that's a little bit about us. That's a little bit about how we got to where we're at today and what we do, and some areas that I think we can help with. So I'd love to open it up to some questions. Tyler, I don't know if you have some other areas that you want me to hit on before we do that, but would love to see if some folks have some questions, and then we can also Justin, if we want to, we can do a little speed round of tips to get engaged with DNI and what we look for in resumes and that stuff. So Tyler, do you have anything else that you really want me to hit on, buddy?
No, I think you pretty much hit it. I think at some point we could probably pop up the careers page and just kind of show these guys like just the vast number of jobs that you all have open. But I think it'd be a good idea to right now just open up for questions. I know I've got a few myself, but I want to give the students a chance to, especially the ones that are meeting you guys for the first time, just to learn about DNI, right? Like if you're on this call right now and you've got IT experience or project management or any of that stuff, and you're going after the big government contractors and they're ignoring you, these are the two people that you want to talk to. So don't be shy, come off mute, ask a question. Doesn't even have to be a great question. Lance won't bite, neither will Justin. So engage with these guys, pick their brains. They've got a wealth of knowledge. So we'll open it up for questions and then go from there. Robert.
Good morning, guys. Thanks for being on the call. My question is mainly, what kind of skill sets are you guys seeing the most in demand right now?
Good question. I'll tell you, software development's still hot and heavy, but anything AI is probably top of the list from a market perspective for us. And I'm answering that more generically in the IT world. Cybersecurity is still hot, cloud's still hot, but for us, we have a little bit of AI work. We're doing a couple of different projects, a little bit with the Air Force right now, a lot internally. But AI is super hot. We are always looking for developers. And when I say developers, I say that really generically, but .NET, Java, SharePoint developers, some specific program developers like that. We've got a couple of really large cybersecurity contracts. So cybersecurity is still really hot and heavy. Justin, can you think of some more that you would put in that bucket?
Linux administrators for sure. That's always a tough one. That's in demand. In the Oklahoma City market where I am, most of my work is done. We are consistently looking for junior to mid-level systems administrators, network engineers. The technical space is just blooming and growing. So anything Lance said and more, but if you're looking for niche roles, some of the ones he mentioned for developers, ISSO, cybersecurity, and then we are always looking for good Linux folks.
Yeah.
And oh, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead, Robert.
I was just gonna say, for Linux, is there a particular distribution that you guys need people to have experience in, or is it just general Linux knowledge?
I would say it's going to be, pretty heavy Linux experience. There are entry-level folks out there, but typically we look for, on our programs, anybody with at least 5 years of experience in Red Hat. And every program is different too on what they can take and accept, but the amount of people that have Linux, it seems just like a very small market in general as a whole, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that does. Thank you.
One thing to kind of hit on there that I probably didn't do a good enough job earlier kind of explaining. Those contracts that we have, they're all across the United States. So we probably have around 250, 300 people at Tinker across 7 or 8 different contracts. A big group out in DC that supports Department of State, DCAA, probably have 600 or 700 folks out there. Wright Pat Air Force Base, Dayton, Ohio, have a big group out there, 500 or 600 folks out there. Group out in Tampa for some SOCOM work, a couple hundred down there. CDC, Atlanta, we've got a good couple hundred folks there. So we're really kind of spread out. I would say and this is probably going to turn off a couple of you. Remote work, we don't have a ton of remote work because it is all government based. It's based on the contracts that we have. A handful of them are fully remote, so keep your eyes out for them. But more times than not, we're looking for people that that are going on site. A lot of our work is TS, SEI, and so some of our folks are working in vaults or have to be on site for the access that's needed. So just want to kind of shore that up as well. Looks like we might have another hand up, David.
Yes, good morning, and thank you for taking time to ask us or just to talk about your program or whatnot. So my question is, so coming from an IT background, IT manager, are there positions for those, but also open to doing like an entry-level software engineer type role? So wanted to see if those are positions, roles that y'all are constantly on the look for, and any positions, so say in the North Carolina, Texas area.
Hit that one, Justin.
David, if I heard you correctly, you're asking specific work that we have either in North Carolina or Texas?
Correct.
As far as Texas goes, we have right now we have 4 positions in the area. They're all going to be at Lackland, San Antonio. None of those are going to be developer roles at the moment. That doesn't mean that we may not be there eventually or may not be having things in the pipeline, but right now specifically, those are network engineers and then junior level systems administrators specifically. And then North Carolina, we do have Lance, I'd say that's going to be Joy's neck of the woods, but our work there is pretty limited as well, if I'm not mistaken.
David, you cut out at the very beginning. What were you saying skill set wise? What's your experience in?
So lots of experience as far as like across different things, but focusing more like on solutions architecture or the IT management side of the house.
Okay.
With potentially interest in going into AI as well.
Yeah, great. I like that. So I think what's interesting here, and so I'm going to kind of go the long path to answer your question here, David, is what's interesting to me about technology and the technology space is you got a couple of different types of positions, in my opinion, on the IT side. One is very specific, which is I am a software developer. I'm a .NET developer, and that's all I do. Or I'm a network engineer, and I specialize in this one area. Or someone like you, David, what we're seeing a lot more is this kind of hybrid, right? I'm doing a little bit of this, I touch a little bit of that. I can do some project management, I can do some solutioning, I love talking to the customer, I check a lot of these different boxes, right? And so we need both of those folks. My recommendation would be for everybody on here, if you're interested in a company and working for a company, reach out to them, reach out to the recruiter, reach out to them directly. Don't just wait and look for a position that's on their website. If you're at that point, you might be a little bit too late for even getting in, believe it or not. So David, I love what you're saying about your career, about your kind of what you're looking for there. My advice to you is shoot Justin a quick note after this, shoot him your resume directly, and we'll get a conversation going and see if there's something there. We may have something hot from a hybrid perspective, a remote perspective, or at least getting your resume in front of us and us actually having a conversation with you allows us to quote unquote hot list you and go, hey, when this position comes open, I'm going to give you a call. Might not timing right, might not work specifically for you, but if you have a handful of those with different companies and the right time comes up, we'd be ready to rock and roll.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Robert, we'd love to see your resume. And honestly, for anybody on this call, Justin, I'm interrupting you, I'm sorry, but for anybody on this call, we would love to see your resume. The reason we're on here is we want to get DNI's name out there. We want to be able to share who we are, and we want to talk to you and see what skill sets you have. If you're questioning, you go, man, I don't know if I'm qualified for it. I don't know. What Tyler said, hey, we're not going to bite. Right? We will be very open and honest with you, right? If we don't see a skill set that necessarily lines up with what we have, Justin will tell you and say, hey, this is the thing. Please, when you send that into that recruiting department, put something about Seven Eagle on there so that we know that it's coming from Seven Eagle. We can give Tyler another pat on the back. And then also that'll help us know that, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, we get a whole lot of resumes, right? We get a ton of resumes, and some are qualified. A whole lot of them are not qualified for really anything. So spend a little bit of time and put in the message of, hey, this is what I'm looking for. This is what I'd like to do. I'd like to have a conversation. And if so, let's get that conversation going. Tyler, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, and I know they're giving you some options here, right? With going to their site, and Justin dropped the email of where to send your resume and stuff like that. But Justin also spends time on Seven Eagle Connect. So make sure, and he's got 2 jobs listed on there that he's actively trying to fill right now. And I'm sure they're going to add more in the coming days, but he's browsing that. Make sure your profile is up to date. Make sure you have the picture, the resume, and all your information filled out. And then if you have any interest in those jobs, just click apply so that Justin will get a notification. He'll go check out your resume for you. And there's a lot of ways to get a hold of these guys, and they're here to help. So pass it back to you, Justin.
Yeah, I just wanted to add, since Lance brought it up, it kind of pivoted to where I was thinking when he mentioned this. I think for everybody's individual career and from a DNI perspective, I know when you're transitioning out of the military, you're really focused on the now, and that makes a lot of sense. Like, you want to get something set, you want to pay your bills and have a job, and I get that. But just know, on the recruitment end and the DNI end of things, sometimes our positions and our teams are a long game. And what I mean by that is, as Lance reiterated, maybe you see something that you're interested in, but it doesn't work out for whatever reason on round one. David, I'm going to use you as an example since we just chatted. You just mentioned it, and then I see your LinkedIn profile here. It's a good example. Maybe you're going to San Antonio or open to it, and you want to pivot out of network engineering, and that's okay. But when we have that conversation, we do take good notes on your profile, and then 15 minutes, we can cover a lot of ground and know kind of what you are looking for in the future and where you want to be and really what you're about versus a blind resume. And I add to that I've been at DNI for 4 years now, and there's people that I talked to my first year here, and I've had on a list off and on that it's just about timing and waiting for the right opportunity. And some people, they're off the market and they get a job, and I'm happy for them. But at the same time, there are a lot of people that I talk to off and on every 90 days who are just waiting for the right opportunity to pop. And I've hired people that I talked to on my first year that I worked at DNI. So, like Lance said, getting your stuff in front of our team, applying. If you email your resume to recruiting@dnigov.com, the resume is great, but send us a short paragraph on who you are and what you're looking for. That opens up so many doors because we've got 10 to 11 people on that org box. So if you have a blind resume, that's great. But if you have a short blurb, there's going to be about 10 eyes on it who know maybe where you want to be, what you're looking for, what sets you apart. And that really helps a lot. So.
And I'll go a step further here, right? We're looking for top talent. Top talent, in my opinion, are the folks that are hungry, right? They're the ones that are going to go put out the extra effort. So if it were me and I was wanting to get in front of a recruiter, and remember, I ran a staffing company for about 6-7 years. So I know the recruiting game inside and out. I'm shooting my resume, and then I'm immediately, you guys have Justin's full name here. I'm looking him up on LinkedIn, and I'm not only connecting with him, I'm shooting him a note, a personal note that says, Justin, thank you for your time on Seven Eagle. I would love to set up a conversation with you. And that now you've got you've already sent the resume in, you've already got there. As soon as you have a conversation with a recruiter, you've gone up 10, 15 levels from you just shooting your resume over. If you just apply online, the chances of you getting a call, I'm just going to be honest with everybody on this, is very, very, very slim. Very few times, unless a resume is absolutely perfect and it's a perfect timing, does it work that you just go out and apply for a position and get a phone call. I just want to be brutally honest with you guys. And it's not because we don't want to talk to everybody, but it's because there's only so many hours in the day, and we're looking for a very specific skill set at the right time and the right place. And so to keep filtering through, that's very, very difficult. Tyler, what's up, buddy?
Yeah, just wanted to show you guys real quick. And Lance, I don't even know if I've had a chance to show this to you, but basically, you guys, DNI's got a couple jobs here on the Seven Eagle job board, and you can come check these out. Once your profile is complete, you just click apply. That's it, one button, right? Because then when you come over here from y'all's perspective, when they do that, this is what Justin sees. And it's kind of funny because they just mentioned, send like a quick blurb, but here's the blurb, right? Boom, perfect example of a profile that will help Justin identify you as a potential fit for a role they have right now or for a role they might have coming up that they've got a contract in for. This one just happens to be in Dayton, but he'll be able to see your resume, be able to see your video, foot stomp the video, right? Like that showcases your communication skills, how you carry yourself in a conversation. So just wanted to show you guys that. And then also, I think I dropped in the chat earlier, but their job board that they have on DNI is extensive. Like you can get a look at all the different opportunities they have, and you don't know what you don't know. So like these things, in my experience, job boards are sort of like you do your best, but they get outdated quickly. So especially with a company like DNI that's landing new contracts all the time, you don't know what's going to be available in the next 6 months, but Justin does. So don't be scared to have a conversation and say, hey, here's my resume. This is what I got going for me. Here's a blurb. And oh, by the way, like if anything comes up, keep me in mind. That's what they're all about. And then I'll end actually with a question that I wanted to ask. So I've read online that DNI has over a 95% retention rate. So my question is that true? And then if so, how do you do it? Like we see companies like Amazon come on here and they have like the opposite. They have like a 95% like turnover rate. So how do you do the opposite of that? Like to keep people, not just getting hired at DNI, but staying there for a long time?
Yeah, great question. And that's one thing that we're most proud of, right? Employee retention. It starts, I think, with culture, right? So I didn't hit on it, but we have something called Shines, and it's extremely important to us, and we believe that at the end of the day, it's really it's all about how we treat each other. And so Shine stands for selflessness, humility, integrity, native pride, entrepreneurship, and servanthood. And that last one, the servanthood piece, we truly believe, and I believe it, and we lead it this way, is we're here to serve each other. I'm here to serve Justin as much as Justin's here to serve me, right? And so we believe that our field employees are more important than our corporate employees, right? And the reason for that is they're the whole reason that we're here. We wouldn't have jobs to help and support them if they weren't out there supporting our customers. And so I do believe that if you take care of people and take care of them the right way, good things will come. And people like working at DNI. I mean, there is a reason that we got those awards that I mentioned, and that's because we take really good care of our employees. And so, Tyler, I really appreciate you. I really appreciate you mentioning that, and it's a really important piece to us, and it's something that really sets us apart from I think a lot of our competitors in the industry.
Awesome. Does anybody else have any more questions for Lance and Justin? I mean, these guys are an open book, but and honestly, I've got more questions, but I don't want to take the floor. Like, if you guys have questions, now's your opportunity. We might not see Lance for like 3 months. He has to go to. He's a hard man to get on a call. So,
while you guys are thinking about this, I've got something else to add, because one thing Tyler said is, hey, you don't know what's coming. For us, it changes literally daily. And I just got an email from one of our senior contracts managers, and he said, I received the mod. They're adding more positions in San Antonio on our enterprise email contract. There are 2 network cloud engineers and 2 mobility administrators. They're in San Antonio. I mean, that's right now. So those aren't posted yet. Like, it's hot off the press. We haven't even signed this agreement. We'll sign it today and hopefully get a signed copy back. But it happens that quick, where we'll win a new contract and we'll have 10 new people that we need somewhere new that we're not even at. So don't get discouraged. Again, if you don't see a job or a location that's on our website, it could change literally while we're on this call, which it just did. So, Tyler, do you want me to say something?
I was just going to ask one that actually stemmed a question. So what, not to put you on the spot, but if you had a ballpark, like what one of these junior system administrator roles pay, like the salary range on those, do you have an idea on that?
Yeah. So number one, location really, really matters a lot, right? The other thing too, and I was going to actually hit on this. Tyler, I'm glad you brought this up also. I noticed on that one example you showed of the posting that we have, there was some salary range that's there. Yeah, like we have a range that we go off of, but that's how we want to talk to you. We want to talk to you about your experience and see where you're at. And when you talk about a junior system administrator, on some of our positions, that might be 6 months of experience. And another time, it might be up to 5 years from a junior system administrator of experience. And so there's a really wide range of what that would look like. And Justin, correct me if I'm wrong, but I would say in the Oklahoma City, probably San Antonio area, it's probably somewhere between 50 and 75K, something like that. And it really just depends on years of experience, what you're bringing to the table. Earlier, when we were talking to David, we were talking about some of the other skill sets that you bring to the table. Maybe you have something that we also need on that contract, right? And because of that, hey, it's worth a little bit more to us and to you from a skill set perspective. So I really, man, doing this as long as I have, personally, I hate whenever we put a salary range because I feel like if it's not high enough for someone, they're like, it just says 75K and I need at least 100, so I'm not even going to apply for it. Might not be the case. Like that's not necessarily, like sometimes we're stuck on how much we can pay. And then on the flip side, you see one that says 75 to 100K and you're like, man, I'm only making 50. I'm probably not qualified. Still reach out to us, right? That doesn't mean that there's not maybe a possibility that there's a junior role or that there's something that's a little bit that's less there. So I'll always take advantage of just networking and getting in front of somebody and starting to have that conversation.
Awesome.
Tyler, any more questions? Right now, I've got Robert, I've got David. I thought I saw one in chat. I don't have anything up in that area. Where did we talk about? I saw something. Was it Bellevue? We don't have anything there, but still reach out to us, man. Let us, chat with us a little bit about what you're doing and what you have going on. Would love to talk to you about your skill set.
Awesome. Yeah, I don't have anything else. Obviously anybody that has a question can raise it, but if you have something else for us, lad, I thought maybe you said you had a surprise or something like that.
Yeah, so right now I thought we'd have more questions. And so I was gonna go and pick a couple people from the questions to go, hey, who are we gonna send some stuff to? But we only have two, unless someone else wants to raise their hand. Last chance.
All right, so let's do this. If you guys want a chance to win an award or a reward or some swag or something like that, throw up your hand and ask a question so you can get some, right? Like I know I want some DNI swag. I asked Lance the last time I saw him for a hat. All right, there we go, Xavier. What's your question, man?
Not really a question. Again, thanks for coming out and speaking with us. But I got a good friend that I serve with at Altus, Oklahoma. He's at one of your right Pat sites, Sean Seguin. He's had nothing but good things to say about your company. So he pivoted from supply chain management to IT, something that I'm looking at doing too as well. So, but he's had nothing but great things to say about you guys' company.
Dude, that's awesome. I appreciate you sharing that. Do you know how long he's been with DNI, roughly?
Not 100% sure, but I think maybe the last 2 years. Okay. He hasn't been out that long.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, I really appreciate you mentioning that, and man, we have a great team. I mean, we get a great team everywhere, but that Right Pat team, man, they're second to none for sure. Appreciate that input. Nicholas, on a beach.
More for Justin, I guess. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so with Tyler saying you guys have high retention rates, as a recruiter, I'm assuming you all have multiple recruiters within the company. Do y'all view KPI and see where you fall a little short and apply that to your training when you're hiring people and see what works and not works?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we're consistently reviewing our processes and trainings, and our recruitment team has grown tremendously too. So it's changed a lot since I've gotten here. I think Lance started with maybe one or two recruiters, and then I was probably number 5 or 6, and now we're at, close to a dozen total. And so we've kind of shifted our model, and yeah, we are constantly reviewing how we do things. And now we've got two different teams of recruiters to kind of develop junior folks on our team. And we really are focused on not only hiring people, but employee retention. Truthfully, we don't want people to come in and work for 6 months, 12 months, 18 months. We want people to stay on contract for as long as we have it. I mean, we like recruiting and it's fun. And when we don't have positions open, we're kind of stir crazy. But at the same time, when we have low positions open, that means we're doing our job well. And so a lot of our contracts that we've had for 6, 7, 8, 9 years, we've seen employees stay for the duration of those. We've just had an employee switch over to a different contract because he was on program with us for 11 to 12 years, and it was time for him for some upward mobility. I mean, he's been with DNI almost as long as Lance has, and I mean, I think that speaks volumes to our program managers in the field, and then our talent development, because we had a position open, and he's not even a guy that I hired. He's worked here longer than I have, but now that that's my program, I worked with him, and we made that transition for him, and it was really rewarding to see. So,
Awesome. Thank you.
yes,
Great
sir.
question.
Looks like
Tyler,
Roy.
hey, real quick before we go to Roy, are we making a list of everybody that's asked a question here?
I got one here.
Look at you.
Looks like
All
that.
right. I like it. Well, hey, Robert and David automatically, because they were the first two before we really pushed on the swag, they're automatically getting something. And then we'll throw the rest of the names in a hat, or we'll figure something out. Roy, what you got, buddy?
Again, first of all, just thank you guys taking your time. Just like Tyler said, I heard you guys are really busy, so that's great. Appreciate you guys taking the time out here. Earlier you had mentioned that you guys see a lot of resumes, you come across a lot of resumes. So what are like some common mistakes you see in those resumes or even in interviews? And with that being said, what type of advice would you give us veterans to help us avoid those mistakes, give us a leg up, something that's gonna pop and see like, hey, oh, okay, this makes sense for this guy. I really, that I know you guys take a couple seconds. I know the typical spiel, like, oh, I only look at the resume, 10, 15 seconds, and it tells you a lot. So what advice would you give us for that?
I mean, great question. Great question, man. And I'll tell you, yeah, I don't envy you guys for where you're at right now from a standpoint of trying to get your resume out in front of people and actually have them look at it, right? What I've always said over my career, though, is your resume is your billboard, right? So think about it as your billboard, right? It's not there to tell your whole life story, but you're trying to catch someone's attention quickly. So believe it or not, I think your objective right at the very beginning, don't make it a huge long thing, but make it pointed where someone can read it quickly and go, oh, I see what this person's trying to get accomplished. The other thing is have multiple resumes. Like what I see, Roy, too many times is that specifically technology, you touch on so many different things, back to kind of what David was saying. And so have a resume. If I was David and I'm using his as an example, I would have one that's very tailored to this kind of system architecture that he wants to do. I would have another one that's really project management oriented, right? So what I tell people to do, a good just kind of a how do I get started with that or whatever, is grab a white piece of paper and go and just throw up on the piece of paper. What I mean by that is go, what's everything that I did at my last job, right? And if it's military, what's my military experience? What's everything that I'm proud of that I did? What's everything that I touched? Someone was talking about Linux earlier. It's Linux, it's Red Hat, it's this, it's that, it's blah, 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 blah. And you're just throwing everything out. Don't worry about making sentences. I did this, or this was, like just everything you possibly can. And then that's your cheat sheet for every resume that you build, right? And then you can wordsmith and go from there to take little pieces that make sense. Justin and I were just talking about this. He sent me a resume for a network engineer, a senior level network engineer. This is a $250,000 a year job. And the gentleman has I'll call it 15, maybe 20 years of experience, and he had a one-page resume. And I know you guys probably hear this. Hey, a long resume is not great, but it didn't show enough. It didn't show enough of what he had his experience level. And so, like his last 3 jobs, he had like 5 bullet points on each one because that's all he had for a one pager. And I'm like, that's not showing that you're worth $250,000, right? So add something in there. The other thing that I would say, just saying that you've worked on this doesn't add a whole lot of breadth to it, right? Like be more specific. And if you can tie something tangible to it, do results, Tyler. It's exactly it, right? So I saved the company X amount of dollars, or by doing this implementation, we were able to get to this point, right? Not just I worked in or I sat in the room with it. Last thing that I'll say, getting your resume out there and posting it's great. Man, personal touch. Just reach out to a recruiter. If there's a company you want to work for, get on LinkedIn, figure out who that is, and shoot them a personal message. Believe it or not, I think over my career, actual personal messages on LinkedIn that I received as a recruiter is a very, very, very small number. Justin, I'm guessing you're the same. Unless you get a ton of them, but most people think they just need to post to the job position and they're going to get a call. Take the extra step, do a little bit of research, and you'll get some traction. I guarantee it. But you have to put your foot out there. Jeremy, what you got, buddy?
Hey, Lance, Justin, I really appreciate both of you guys being here. I appreciate the mentorship and the guidance, first of all. This is kind of along the same lines of personalization of resumes. I spoke with a recruiter here in South Carolina yesterday, and they mentioned adding a personal touch. And I know we've talked about quantification, but she mentioned that one of the applicants that she had put on there makes a mean sandwich. And she loved that. And it actually is one of those things that she actually considered in giving her a job. So I know you guys, as you mentioned earlier, you look at a ton of resumes. Does stuff like that pop out at you? And do you like seeing stuff like that? Is that too unprofessional?
I think it really just depends on where you're putting it and how it makes sense. But I mean, I think that shows some personality. What a resume is, and I mentioned that earlier from a billboard perspective, is if you think of a billboard, right, and all it had was Lance Goll, and that's it, then what am I really getting, right? But then if you add a picture and me smiling or whatever else, you can see that maybe a little bit more about my personality and I'm a human. Justin has to go through hundreds of resumes every single day, and if they all look exactly the same, then yeah, I mean anything that can get you a call, that's all you're trying to do. Like honestly, the resume isn't going to get you the job. It's not. Hopefully, what you want the resume to do is to get you a call, and if you get a call, that's your next step. Justin, what's up, buddy?
I was just going to add to that, Jeremy. I think small things like that are kind of funny and quirky. And I think if you've got a good resume and good experience, that's on our recruitment team side, that's not going to deter you more or bring it in more. It's just going to be a creative piece. So with that said, I think it's kind of cool. I would say probably those types of things are maybe a little bit more appropriate for like your LinkedIn profile. I know a lot of people will add some funny, quirky things in there, and I think that's cool. On resume side, what I think is unique that people are doing is people are adding their profile picture kind of like a LinkedIn in the corner, or they're adding a little more color to it. And as long as it's structured well and organized well, I think those pop a little more. A lot of people are adding their LinkedIn URL with their picture, and I think that's unique too. But on the recruitment side of things, those small little, like I think in the past, people used to list their hobbies on a resume, and those are kind of irrelevant. But if they're on your LinkedIn profile or a very, very small section of your resume, sometimes it can bring common ground. Like, for example, if that makes sense, if Tyler and Lance are really big Oklahoma State Cowboys fans, if there's some little piece on there, as soon as those two met each other, it was just kind of an instant bond that they had a quick spiel over. So little things like that, creativity definitely can open up the conversation from the get-go. Like, hey Jeremy, I know you're a big hockey fan, for example. So
we call those uncommon commonalities. And if whenever you're working LinkedIn, I say working it because you need to be thinking of this as work. This is your job right now, is to get a job, right? And so uncommon commonalities is one of the best ways to make a very quick first impression. Justin's example of Tyler and I both going to Oklahoma State's perfect, right? Or we both are from Oklahoma or whatever it is, but find a uncommon commonality for sure. That's great. Tyler, you had your hand up again, buddy.
No, I was actually just going to hit on what Justin said. Like I love that question and the way that you guys answered it. I think the uncommon commonality, sometimes that might be the difference maker. So to Justin's point, when you guys are, like the resume, it's probably tough to fit that in there, but for sure on your LinkedIn profile and on your 7 Eagle Connect profiles, in that third paragraph, I always say, because after you do like your experience and your education, you should be talking about in that third paragraph your professional goals, your career goals, because people want to know that you have aspirations beyond just like staying, stagnant, right? But at the end of that, at the end of that third paragraph, that's where you want to talk about your hobbies and interests, your family, and maybe throw in that makes a mean sandwich. And that might be the one thing that says, oh, hey, I want to connect with this person and check out, see if they're a good fit for our company. So I agree with what you guys said.
Hey,
Love
gents,
it.
thank you so much. You kind of answered my other question about adding a interesting format to the resume itself. So adding color, having 2 columns maybe. So really, thank you guys so much.
Jeremy, what I would say to that though, just a little bit of caution there. I love it, and a little bit of flair I think is great. But do your research on who your company is, right? And who you're going after. Because if you kind of learn a little bit, we're small, we're family, we love having a good time. If you can't tell, I would love that, right? But if you're going to maybe an Amazon or a Google or a bigger company that seems a little bit more structured, maybe that's not the right play. And so you just got to kind of have to feel that out whenever that comes to it. But great question. Loved it. What else? I think we have right until noon, right, Tyler?
Yep, we got a couple more minutes if anybody's got any other questions.
I'd like to jump in if that's all right. I'm Jordy, Justin, and Lance. Nice to meet you guys. I haven't had a chance to, but guys, just what an honor to work with DNI, man. These guys are some of the best out there. And I've been listening. The advice is just spot on that you're giving, and we thank you so much for what you do to support this community, man. It means a lot to us and to all the veterans who are getting ready to crush it in this next chapter.
Hey, well, nice to finally get a chance to meet you, Jordy, and I appreciate you guys giving the opportunity. I love what Seven Eagles doing. As soon as we found out about you guys and I got a chance to hang out with Tyler a little bit, I knew it was just going to be a great relationship. Again, man, for everybody that's on this call, and I think for you too, Jordy, we understand the reason that we're here, right? And our motto from a DNI perspective is a nation serving a nation. I'm so blessed that I have the ability to work in a position that gives back to the tribe, and then also serves our nation at the same time. And so, if we have the ability to give back to the ones that have served, we want to do anything we possibly can to try to help them. Tyler mentioned our flyovers. We do that. We do some stuff with a couple of other organizations, specifically Beyond Brotherhood. Is one of them. Gold Star Families, kind of you name it. We do a cool thing in San Antonio for the Valero Open for Wounded Warriors. So any way that we can help out, we really can. And for you guys on the call, feel free, hit me up on LinkedIn. Like if you have some questions, I would love to help any way that I possibly can. I know Justin will be talking to you about jobs, but if you have something that you need, feel free to hit me up.
And for those of you listening, we get about 900 people watching live streams on Facebook, YouTube, and LinkedIn. For those of you listening, please take his advice as well. So this is awesome, man. You guys are amazing. So we appreciate this.
Good stuff. Oh, look. All right. We got some door prizes we're giving away. I like it. Cool stuff.
I want to fly over. How do I get in that plane?
Hey, see, that's the one I'm trying to still work. I can get us on the field, Jordy, but I don't know that I can get us in the planes yet. I'm working on that. So if someone's on here and you can get me in one of those planes, I want to go. One last little tidbit. that I tell people to do, you've heard me say a lot, getting a phone call is imperative. Anybody that's looking and transitioning and trying to find a new career or find a job or whatever, I can't stress this point enough, but getting the message out to your network. And so what I would recommend everyone that's on this call to do, if you're serious about finding a job, is make a list and go back to anybody and everybody that you can think of that you know that are your friends, that love you, that care about you, that you've had a relationship with, whatever that you can think of, and make a list and just start writing names down, right? And the goal is to get at least 10 names on that list. And it's people that you feel comfortable in calling and saying, hey, I'm on the search. And what I want you to do whenever you call those folks, your goal is to get 2 names from them, right? And so the way this would go is it would go, hey, Tyler, it's Lance, how you doing? Good. Hey, man, just want to let you know, man, I'm at the point where I'm doing some career searching here and would love to ask you for a little bit of help. And all I need from you is, you know, my skill set, you know, kind of what I've done in the past. Who are 2 more people that I can call that you think would be a good people for me to reach out to just to let them know that I'm on a job search? And it could be another friend of yours, a family member. It could be someone that is a recruiter at a company. I just want to get my name out there some more and have some personal touches with them. So hopefully from those 10 people, you can get 1 or 2 names from each one of them. And that list grows to 20 possibly. And if you keep doing that, you get your name out and then you're really working your network. There is a ton of value whenever you call someone like Justin, and it's because you got their name from Tyler, right? And so if you can do that, I'm telling you, it'll do wonders for you. It'll also work on your talking to people skills. So with that, I don't know. I don't have anything else. Any last questions, parting words?
Thank you guys for coming on here.
Of course. Appreciate you guys allowing us to be here. And again, thank you all for your service. All right. I guess
Thank you guys. Justin, Lance, man, this was awesome.
Thank you, sir.
Jordy, Tyler, appreciate you guys. Looking forward to continuing this relationship and, you know,